Good morning, folks. Welcome back to Coffee Time with Almeida. Thursday, April 23rd. Today we have Sunny Beane on, and here she is, Sunny Beane. What's
Hi.
happening?
Which way do I go? Hi.
Hi, how are you? What's going on?
I'm done. How are you?
Great. So Sunny and I, we bartend together at the Tasty.
Super
Right?
fun.
We do that. We bartend together. Sunny likes to do you like the juice, right? You like the juice machine.
Oh my gosh.
Do you miss it?
All the side work, the juicing, like the cleanup, the wiping the glasses, everything. First shake. I like the double shake.
Oh yeah. It's amazing when we all get to shake together. I get to shake, you get to shake. We each shake 2 drinks each.
So fun.
Can you hear my baby crying?
Yeah, he's fine. He's totally good. My daughter half an hour ago was like, "Mom, can you make me an omelet?" And I was like, "Going on TV, Chloe, come on." But then I still fit in the omelet because I'm good like that.
I made scrambled eggs and pancakes already, dude.
Ooh, unbelievable.
I'm just gonna share this on the Facebook real quick. Live now with so you and I have known each other for like a couple years now, right?
Correct.
And before that, I didn't know you.
I know, right? Not so sunny.
So it's been it feels like forever though. But it's so you have worked in Plymouth for a long time.
True.
As a server.
I know everybody.
And a bartender. You do know everybody. Everybody loves you. And you've worked with everybody. You've worked a bunch of places. You worked with everybody. Go ahead.
I've gone full circle. Like now we work with Jess Mulholland, and I used to work with her 20 years ago at the Water Street Cafe. It's just crazy that, we worked together so long ago, and people that I know from a long time ago that were like bus kids at the Water Street are like, "Remember you trained me?" I'm like, "Are you sure you're 21? Like, I'm still 29. How did this happen?"
I'm definitely still 29. So how do you feel about what's happening right now? How's it? Have you been downtown much?
Yeah, it's kind of a little bit eerie, like driving downtown last Saturday night. I think I drove by around 6:00 and it was like, wow, plenty of parking down here. It's a little bit freaky. I don't know. I'm probably going to be hated for saying this, but I've been asking for like a 2-week timeout. I feel like for the last 20 years, just to like catch up and regroup, because I feel I'm 100% like on the go every second, every minute of life. So for me, this like getting home is actually kind of nice. Besides, the kids sometimes being not so cooperative, but for the most part, they're getting the schoolwork done and they're pretty good. And we're having, some fun together and getting to watch movies and do stuff with them that I haven't in the past been able to do, which is kind of nice. But I do definitely, I was shaking a drink the other night and I'm like, oh, like I miss that shake. I miss that sound. And I mean, I miss people. And I'm the person at the grocery store that's like, hi, how you doing? And like, I'm like, oh wait, I should get out of here so someone else can come in. But I definitely, I don't know, like I feel as though I am ready to go back to work, but also let's not screw up everything we've done and rush back to go.
Yeah, because it's just going to get us back in the end. It's like if we rush back now, we're going to pay for it later.
And I'm cleaning underneath my stove. Chloe was doing a trick. She did a trick with quarters. Like I'm finding quarters everywhere. So she had 4 quarters and then she worked up to 10 quarters. And she's like, "Mom, a quarter went underneath the stove and it is so gross." And I was like, well, I'll get right on that today. So like cleaning under the stove, like behind the couches. I'm like, what is wrong with me? Like, how about the laundry that's on the countertop? Like, let's focus on that rather than like cleaning behind the couch. But there must be some sort of weird, like OCD, some sort of something that I have, but the place is getting very clean and organized. So I'm happy to be home, and I do love my house and I feel like I'm never here. So I'm happy to be home, but I do miss, going out to eat, and I miss seeing the people and regular old life. I miss you.
Yeah, I miss you too. I miss the kids going to school.
But you would be proud. I've been reading my Death and Company book. I'm on like chapter 2.
Oh,
And
nice.
I joined Instagram. So like I feel like I'm really moving on up here. But a lot of I mean, I don't really know how to use Instagram that well. I have to have my 14-year-old help me, which is embarrassing, but she's good at it. So yeah, I've been, doing other things and like definitely getting like ideas and inspiration. And like I've got like a whole mini bar. I checked out a liquor store the other day. I'm like, promise I'm not an alcoholic. I'm just stocking up for some
Yeah,
stuff.
just I'm working on some new ideas.
Right. I just need 9 bottles to get that one.
I can make us drink a lot of times before make sure it's right. um, I made this. I infused some overproof rum with pineapple. Did you see that video?
Ooh, I did not.
Yeah, it's that with grenadine, lemon juice, and egg white.
Oh,
Oh
that's
yeah, it came out really good. Came out really good. I think it might be menu worthy. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
well, we're gonna need lots of fun new drinks.
Yeah, I know. I know. We're gonna come back to a lot of crazy stuff. So, hey, can you tell us about your journey a little bit from server to bartender?
Sure. Well, I started when I was 13 years old. My first job was at a little restaurant called the Good Egg. And it was a breakfast restaurant. I was a dishwasher there, and literally like the dishwasher like top folded down, and like I had just enough room for like my legs to be there. Like the tiniest little breakfast place ever in Hingham. And then I moved up and I was very, actually, believe it or not, I was very shy at age 13. Like I didn't like talking to people. I was not a very social kid. And then they ended up making me a waitress. So, I mean, it was, I don't know, like 7 bar stools and like 6 or 7 tables. And there was 2 of us. I worked with, I don't know, an older woman and her daughter. And like, she was really good at, teaching me like the right way to like hustle and be like, you know what, don't make a wasted trip. Like if you're going to the kitchen, fill your hands while you're going there. And I started being a waitress from there in high school. And then I worked there all through high school. And then in college, I would sometimes come back and work on the weekends. And then I worked at the Worcester Centrum, like pouring beer. And I thought that was like the greatest job ever. And then after college, I remember San Diego's, like going there and wanting to go there for like my 21st birthday, thinking that was like the coolest like bar. Like I just loved the staircase in there. So I ended up always being a waitress, but never like serving alcohol. So San Diego's was like my first job selling booze. And I remember Steph being hesitant and not wanting to hire me because I had never served alcohol before. And she's like, oh, well, I don't know. And I'm like, I can, like, don't tell me I can't do something. Like, you tell me I can't, and I'm going to be the best at it that I ever was. So sure enough, she took a chance on me, and I ended up working there. And the bartenders hated me because I would like intercept every customer coming up the stairs and be like, what can I get for you? So I worked there, and then I was mainly a waitress for a lot of years. I worked at San Diego's, and then I worked at the Water Street. So I was kind of like moonlighting, and getting up early and doing all that. And then I started bartending at the BBC in Sandwich, probably when Julia was like 2 or 3. I was a waitress there and they needed someone on the bar. So then I hopped on the bar there and I thought that was fun. My friend Brian and I were like partners on the bar and we had a good time doing that. And then BBC kind of went like a little corporate. And I was like, I don't know if this is really what I'm looking, for. So then I jumped over to Flynn's. And then I got a lot of like beer knowledge from working there and pouring the beers. And they didn't have a real extensive drink menu. And then when my time eventually was like up at Flynn's, I had a good friend, Nicole, that was working at the Tasty. And then she was like, hey, you got me the job here. I'll get the job for you at the
Oh,
Tasty.
I love it how that works.
Yeah, it was just, I mean, so many people that I've worked with and a lot of the customers that have come into Flynn's are like, hey, wait a minute. Like, didn't you used to serve the beer down in Cedarville? So I do miss like a lot of, the customers from there, but I feel like they've made their way to downtown Plymouth and we still get to see them and give them a totally like different experience. That's, not as much your local pub, but more like stepping it up a notch and like, look at me, I can be shaken now. I mean, it's kind of fun, like, learning because you get to a point where it's like, all right, well, I know a lot about beer and I mean, you can always be learning more, but it's kind of fun to be stepping into like something brand new, like the Tasty, that's like, oh wow, like this is, a lot of stuff that I don't know about. And when I first stepped behind the bar there, I was like, I don't recognize any of these bottles. Like, at the liquor store, like, you get Malay bitters. I would like a wonderful Amaro. Bottle of Aperol. I was so excited.
Hey, Nina says, don't forget Shady Crows.
Oh, Shady Crow. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. Well, I feel like I've worked at so many restaurants. Yeah. So I met Nina probably like 10 or 15 years ago. How old are our kids? 10 years ago, because I think she had just had Charlie. But I worked at Shady Crow, which was a French bistro that these people reinvented their whole downstairs, which was super cool. They took all the French right there downstairs of the house and they made it a French bistro. And Philippe was a French chef. And Linda kind of did all the front of the house and she took reservations and they would do this unbelievable 5-course dinner. And it was all, a set menu. And if you had an allergy or whatever, they'd work around it. You'd have your 5 courses. And I never ate so well, like being pregnant with one of my kids there. They're like, how about a little Bordeaux? I'm like, oh, just a little bit. But that was like such a fun restaurant. They now, I think I am friends with Philippe on Facebook, and I think he's up in New Hampshire or Vermont, and he's at some restaurant or country club being the chef there. But that's where I originally met Nina, and she kept trying to convince me to have a third kid. I'm like, no, Nina, I'm not doing that.
Oh, Nina said they had to do the glassware by hand. I worked at a lot of places that we had to do glassware by hand.
Like wiping, and then it would be like 3, and then the dishwasher there was like a 1970s, like it was like all avocado kitchen. It was so old school. But yeah, we would be doing dishes till like 3 a.m, and then we'd finally finish, and Linda would be like, "Sunshine, how about some popcorn?" And I'm like, "Sure, let's have some popcorn at 3 a.m. and drink some more wine." And I remember one time she set me up like on like the little stool in the kitchen, and I'm eating popcorn and like started a movie at like 2 a.m. It was just ridiculous. But she's like, "You've never seen this? Oh, it's such a wonderful love story. You have to watch this." So we ended up watching this like crazy love story movie. But that was a lot of fun. I know. And I worked at East Bay too. I mean, there's so many. I feel like I know everybody in Plymouth because I've fed everybody in Plymouth either here or there.
Yeah, yeah. Jason, sorry, real quick. Jason's asking, the BBC, Jason, is the British beer company.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. And they have BBCs. I mean, you would think I would work at the one in Cedarville that's literally a mile and a half from my house. But I worked in the one in Sandwich, which had like a lot of like really like cute charm. And it was like more pubby. And I still am like really good friends with a lot of the friends I met there, and good
That's
pizza.
how it works. That's how it works. So you have been doing some competitions to make a little extra money while you're not bartending, right?
Sure have, because I'm a hustler. Capricorn. I do. Yes. So I heard about Laird's Applejack did a contest, and they would pay you $100 just to submit an entry. So I'm like, great, like $100 just to be at my house, and got to wear my leprechaun costume because they had all these different subdivisions. So May 1st is when they announced the winner for that. So they had 20 different categories: best costume, best winter drink, best summer drink, best backdrop, funniest video. So I mean, I probably have to win like one of those. And then the grand prize for those 20 other things is $500. So I'm like, wow, this isn't too shabby. And then there is a Van Gogh contest coming up. And then there's another one with Jose Cuervo. And those you have to like be a finalist, but it's like $1,000 and like a $5,000 grand prize. So like some of them are like pretty up there. I did look at some of my competition on the Applejack one, and I was like, oh, some of these people really look like they know what they're doing. But there's Shaken and Stirred, and they're posting a lot of like contests on that. And there was a Montenegro one. You could win a trip to New Orleans, which I think is an older one because I feel like I remember seeing that before. But a lot of the liquor companies are doing promos like that, which is kind of cool because, we get bored not doing around here.
Yeah, I just been making random stuff from what I have in my house, but I haven't done any competitions or submitted any recipes yet. I probably should do at least one or two. There's also the United States Bartenders Guild. I know that Lisa applied for the grant there, but there's some more avenues to get money. If you need it,
A lot of those too, I think, got so inundated. I know Guy Fieri had one, and like the site crashed. Like the minute it went up, like the site, I think, crashed because there were so many people. And I applied to a couple of those, like One Fair Wage, and then I did apply to the Bartenders Guild. But a couple of the questions are like, how many months rent are you behind? I'm like, all right, well, I'm not then I was feeling guilty, like, all right, well, I'm not like behind on my rent yet. I mean, it could,
Yeah, you're trying to be prepared, right?
I'm like, I feel like maybe this should be for people that are like really like in desperate times. And I finally got my unemployment to kick in. So I'm thankful for that. And yeah, I'll do a few of these contests, which, will be fun and get me to create new things. Since I'm home now, I get to watch Ellen, who's my favorite. Next, Chris Almeida. They there was a guy there, Jose Andre, that does a lot of work. He has a bunch of big restaurants, and I guess he's like donating a lot of meals, and he's in Washington and New York. But he made a drink on Ellen that I was very interested about. So I infused. You'd be so proud of me. I took coffee and mason jar. And all it was basically like you're making coffee, but not putting it in the maker. So 1 tablespoon per cup.
Yep.
Overnight. And then I strained it. It was kind of a pain to strain because I don't have like a great double strainer. But then you strain it out there and you make a delicious tequila coffee drink.
So you infuse tequila with coffee?
Well, no, it's just the coffee. And then you add the tequila after.
Oh, so that's just coffee right there. Like cold brew style?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Much. So nice little
you could probably always strain that through a coffee filter if you had one kicking around your house. You would just take time, and you got to put it through like.
I did. I did the coffee filter and the double strained it.
Yeah, I did that for the pineapple rum I made, and it took like forever. But,
yeah,
and I don't have a giant coffee filter like I have at the restaurant.
Right.
So.
I know I'm missing all these tools at the restaurant, but it's making us be a little creative.
Yeah, you get measuring caps, measuring caps. Blah, blah, blah. So you want to make us a drink?
Yeah, I'd love to.
All right, awesome. Drinking in the morning time.
So I know, right? Woo! Start your day off right.
Hey, I mean it is sunny out. Oh. So we got lucky, like not lucky, but our whole team, we do a tip pool, and then we have our checks, get our tips in the paycheck, which I think helped us all out with unemployment.
Oh, definitely. Like I've never been so happy to be so honest about my tips.
No, really though, it's true. I know a lot of servers and bartenders that are like getting $125 or like less than 200, and it's because, at the end of the day, if you claim it all, you're going to get a lot more. And some but all the other thing is none of us expected this to happen. And most bartenders and servers, I feel like, are living almost shift to shift, not week to week, right? So
exactly. Which I mean, hopefully, like I feel like this whole crisis, it's like, all right, well, let's learn some lessons here. Like, all right, save for a pandemic. Like my grandmother lived through the Great Depression, and she was always, kind of a hoarder. Like Nana, like, why do you have like so much toilet paper in the basement? Well, she went through the Depression. He was ready. All right, so real quick, I'm doing 2 ounces and a half of this, like my coffee brew, and then. The contest I'm doing is with Cuervo, so I bought a bottle of this Cuervo, and this recipe also needs tequila. All right, so 2 ounces of that as well. I have half a lemon juice, half the juice from half a lemon, and then a half ounce of maple syrup. And this is stuff like you probably have in your house, which is kind of nice.
I love that jigger.
I know, like I'm not quite used to it, but
a jigger with a handle. I want one.
Getting used to it. Oh my god, I'm so happy to shake.
We have something asking. Do you have a Venmo?
Do I have Venmo? Yeah. Jennifer Bean. I just got that too. It's Jennifer-Bean-Fits. All right, you ready?
Do it. Oh yeah. I have those glasses. Well, actually, they're Sarah's, not mine, but we have those glasses in the house.
I know, they're from Crate and Barrel, and they're so sturdy because so many times I've gone to like cheer someone. It's like, woo, a little too aggressive on the cheersy. There they go. All right, so I gave that a shake, and then we pour it in. I know, I'm not used to like, these are different tools, but.
Hey, we gotta make do,
And then we top this with Prosecco.
Nice.
This is so good. I had 2 of them yesterday morning. Really, really starting my day off right.
Hey, it's got coffee in it.
I know it really. Like this is so good. Oh, and I have a little stir.
Do you know? So Jennifer Bean, do you know what the rest of your Venmo is? We can send that over to you later, Ashley, or we can post it up.
It's Jennifer Bean BANE-6. So here this is right now. This is so good. Oh my gosh. And then a little lemon twist on top. Cheers, all.
Yeah, cheers. Oh yeah. Cheers.
Oh my god. So good. I'm gonna make one of these for everybody. But this is really, it's refreshing. Like we're taking brunch up a notch. Like, not just mimosas anymore. we're in tequila now.
Hey, you gotta get those brunch drinks. And it's so sad we missed Easter brunch, the tasting.
I know.
I love that day too.
Not a lot of holidays like in this, besides Easter, like in this little stretch, because like the holidays were kind of weird for me, like not seeing my parents, and I'm like, hey kids, like want to have Easter dinner? Just 3 of us. It was a little weird.
Yeah, but it's like kind of like you don't have to make any excuses for not going to see people.
True. But I like my family.
I do too, but sometimes you're like, I gotta drive all over the place, If
it weren't for holidays, I wouldn't see them as much as, I could.
A friend of mine was saying about how they do every weekend they have a gym weekend that's jam packed. They got to go to birthday parties. They got to go to sporting events. They got to do all this stuff. And he's been for like forever been like, this is just too much stuff. And now that it's calmed down, everybody's like, oh my God, you were right.
Well, exactly.
We just had too much shit going on.
And I usually am just a weekend warrior working. So I'm like, holy cow, is this like, I was like, ooh, this is the first weekend I've had off in 30 years. I was like, ooh, the second. Now it's like, all right, I do kind of miss my working a little bit.
You're like, oh, that's where I go. I don't go out, but I go to work.
Right. I mean, I honestly, when I have a Saturday night off and it's like for a party or something, like I'm happy to be at the party, but I'm also like what time? Oh my gosh, it's only 8:00. Like what? Like it seems like I'm used to going to the party late and, catching up and I don't know, having like condensed social time just because that's all I have. But I make the most of my time, I guess, in the little time I do have. It was like, I'm running to talk to you people about.
Yeah, but everybody wants to talk to you.
Right. Let me tell you what this week. Oh, Mark and Elizabeth, if they're watching, Julia's still alive. We've been getting along very well, actually. Haven't even wanted to kill her once. Like, she's pretty good. I had her unscrew all of my child locks that, my kids are 11 and 14 now, and we just got the child locks off all the cabinets. So that was a big day. Home shop.
Have you been watching Netflix? Any Netflix binge?
Oh my God. Game of Thrones, I'm on like season 7.
Oh, you're finally catching up. Nice.
Oh my gosh, catching up with the rest of the world on all this TV that I never watch. And if anybody has kids, we're watching a series of unfortunate events, which is kind of funny because from Sex and the City, Mr. Big is like the narrating voice in it, which is kind of funny. And he's in the show a lot. So my kids actually both really like that. My boyfriend's kids are watching it. And that's how we got the idea with that. I want to start Ozark. I've heard good things about that.
Oh yeah. Do it.
I just watched Peanut Butter Falcon the other night, which was a great movie.
I don't know that one. I'll look it up.
Highly recommend it. And that is, I wish I had watched it with my kids because they probably would have liked that. I know I'm not a huge TV person, but Schitt's Creek is funny. I've been watching a little bit of that. But I'm really excited about Game of Thrones, and I'm like, it's like getting my heart rate up.
Do you have a favorite character?
I don't have hip hop abs yet because it's like, but I'm gonna get on that. I feel like I've definitely been like eating and cooking and just like getting fatter by the second. I did put on jeans today, and I could button them, so that's a good thing.
Well, we're not running around like maniacs anymore.
I know. Well, that's the thing, and it's like you don't need to eat like 40,000 calories in a day, Sunny. Reel it in.
Have you been sitting down to eat?
Yeah, like sometimes, like it's kind of weird, like sitting down to eat, because usually I feel like I'm like waiting on the kids like crazy. And my daughter Chloe was like, well, I know you miss it, Mom. Because I'm like, sometimes I'll play waitress, like just joking around with them. Like, what else could I get for you ladies? And they're like, how do you do it in the restaurant? And like, I just pretend like I'm working and they're like, oh my gosh, you do that? Like, you're so chipper and chirpy.
Yeah, because you're like, you're not there pissing me off, kids.
Right. But I mean, I have sat down for more, like we have had more family meals, which is nice. So it's not like running around, but like I made a split pea soup the other day. Oh, there it goes. And I like cooked like made the homemade like bone broth, and it came out so good. But they were both like, like I like what you usually make. You know, I stand by ground hamburger with like SpaghettiOs. Like, oh, you like, the ghetto food I make for you when I have 5 minutes to throw dinner together.
Yeah.
So quite appreciating the love, but the pea soup was good. I even gave some to my ex-husband because he likes pea soup.
Oh, he's such a nice lady.
I know, right? I was like, he'll give some pea soup. But yeah, I mean, I would like to get a little more creative. It seems like we've been doing a lot of baking, like every day in March, I swear, quarantine birthday. So, you have to go big or go home in quarantine time. So it's like, here is a giant cake for you and another giant cake for you tomorrow.
Have you been having a hard time getting flour or yeast or anything?
Oh yeah, like I did get some yeast a couple weeks ago. Oh, and I made bread. The first batch came out okay, but then the next two were like fails. But I used like a bread machine, but I didn't have baking flour. So I think you need baking flour to make it like rise a little bit better. But the stores don't have a lot of flour. There's certain things like that you'll go to the store and like, oh, none of that today.
Well, I couldn't get. At the beginning, I bought a bunch of yeast. I'm like, I'm buying too much yeast, and then I ran out of yeast.
Wow.
So I bought it. I just got a pound delivered.
Nice.
And I got 10 pounds of flour. But it's not here yet. But I mean that'll last me probably like 3 weeks. The yeast will last a long time. The flour, I fly through the flour.
Yeah,
making like pancakes and waffles every day.
I was like, holy cow, that bag of flour has been in there a while and now it's almost gone.
Yeah, I just definitely started ripping through flour. I haven't actually bought any store-bought bread since it started. I bought one loaf and then like it disappeared from the store and I was like, all right, I guess I better start figuring out how to make my own bread and bagels. Oh yeah, I got the bagels down.
Bagels. I have that everything spice too.
Oh, I got that too. Yeah. Oh hell yeah.
That on the rim of a drink. That might be good. On something.
I like that. Yeah, we can work on that. Do you have any eggs in your house right now? Are you out of eggs? How are you doing on eggs?
I just made Chloe an omelet a little while ago. I think I'm down to like 5 or 6 eggs. But my boyfriend has chickens, so he's always like trying to hand off eggs. Like, do you need eggs? Do you need eggs? I'm good. But I went to BJ's the other day, hoping to avoid like grocery store lines, and they didn't have any of like the Pete and Jerry eggs that I usually get there. They just had, the giant, like 5 dozen eggs. I'm like that. I have one refrigerator. I don't have a backup fridge. That's the thing. You get all this food and then you're like,
where do I put it?
Jenga it like in the fridge.
Yeah, it's been like, finishing your leftovers, like definitely not throwing anything out anymore. I would feed the chicken beforehand, but now we're definitely eating everything. It's pretty good. I like it that way.
Yeah, chop suey pizza. I saw your leftovers.
Chop suey pizza. Pasta on my pizza. On my pizza.
My kids would do that. I made chicken Alfredo last night, and Chloe's like, can I have a roll? Like, to put my pasta in a roll? I'm like, do you want to be 400 pounds? Sure.
I mean, you never had a pasta sandwich before? Come on, who are you? You never have...
Well, no, I mean, they probably
Oh my gosh. So it seems like you've been pretty chill and like taking this time to get some rest and better yourself and be creative, and so you're enjoying that?
I am. I started a 1,000 piece puzzle too. I am almost done. I can't believe people that do this on the regular basis. Like, either they have a lot of free time or like they're the most patient humans. But I do feel like I'm getting very like zen in this puzzle. Doug the Pug. It's almost done. I'm so happy. I was
wondering behind you, Duck. I was like wondering what the Doug the Pug is.
Oh my God. I have his face. Can you see it?
Donuts.
There's so many sprinkles.
I want to learn how to make donuts.
Oh gosh, it's like maddening. But yeah, like I'm either going to come out of this being like very patient. Maybe that's why everyone's getting along so nicely. I'm like, Mom's doing her puzzle. Mom's just doing her puzzle. But yeah, I feel like, I don't know, there's so many things like, and I have all these pictures. I pulled out pictures that the first kid, you have like take a million pictures and then you actually put them in the album. The second kid, usually there's not as many pictures. Well, that's true for me. But then the second child, they never made it into an album. Like I did take pictures, but it was just like life happened and they're all jammed in a box here and there and everywhere. So I dug up all those pictures. So hopefully Chloe and I can work on a baby book.
Oh, cool.
Just for her to have, because I feel like she just feels like slighted that like Julia has 3 baby books and I don't have any.
I have all my stuff like digital format, but I have this cool little printer that prints a 4x6. I bring in the restaurant sometimes. So I should probably do that.
Well, I definitely am working on too. Like I would like to get a little more computer savvy, and I would love to get on the computer and get all my pictures like digitally on the computer. Which like the computer is just not my thing.
I'll help you out if you need any questions. So what are you looking forward to in the next couple of weeks?
I am looking forward to nicer weather coming. Just getting back to work, getting like outside. Every time like I go outside, I'm like checking around the yard. I'm like, ooh, like all these little projects. So I have like some staining to do on my deck, and I think just more like not being a fatty.
Oh,
like eating less and being outside more. Like I even was like excited to like get the weed whacker out and be like, ooh, I'm gonna like, cut that grass there. And hopefully just like get like my house like together and get ready for a big old party. And
nice.
Yeah, just getting more to I've been like seeing those Peloton commercials and I'm like, but I think before I am on unemployment, so maybe a Peloton shouldn't be like, like buy a $2,000 bike.
I'm like, oh, I need some running shoes, and then like they're just gonna collect dust.
Yeah, but I have discovered a lot of cool trails like around by my house. That's kind of neat for walking. But I feel like I want to like kick it up a notch and be like, all right, remember you used to like run and used to be in like good shape and like your clothes fit you better and like you weren't busting at the seams. So right. Well, not you. I'm talking about.
Oh, me. I'm busting at the seams. Trust me, this shirt's tight right now.
I didn't look at wearing top. Yeah, just I don't know, getting outside and like getting more fresh air, going places where we can go. But yeah, I am looking forward to working again someday soon. Like I don't know how long I can be cooped up like playing waitress at home, but it is kind of fun. Like in my mini bar over here.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, this kid over here, he's being a little boy,
Well, yeah, he wants to be a movie star like Dad.
All right, well, hey, I'm gonna let you go, and I guess I'll talk to you soon.
All right, sounds great.
And thanks, enjoy the sunshine.
I saw like a little Venmo thing that like ridiculous. Don't do that.
Hey, so is your Instagram public?
I think so. It's Sunny Beane.
All right, cool. I'm going to share that today, and you should share some more cocktails, and let's,
shaking and stirring.
Shaking and stirring, and maybe we can make some cocktails together on Instagram Live or something. That'd be kind of fun. Yeah. Double shake all day.
One shaker.
All right, dude. I'll talk to you soon. Great to see you.
All right. Bye.
All right. Miss you, big sis. See you soon.
See you later.
All right, folks. Tomorrow we have Steve Guiding, my executive chef friend, coming at us from Brooklyn, New York. He works out at LaGuardia Airport, chefing it in the executive position. And follow me on Instagram, Almeidathon. We're starting to post some of these videos to Instagram TV if you want to catch them on there. And check back in with us tomorrow at 9 to catch Steve Guiding and myself. And now I leave you with the comic genius of Josh Bell.
I don't want to be a sailor anymore.
I'd like to be there. I'd like to be a sailor, for quite a long while if it's possible.
I don't mind it. I kind of enjoy it.
It's alright.
But when you say it's alright, what you really mean is that it sucks, right? A whole life at sea, time wasted.
Time spent with your brothers, with your brethren, bonding with your siblings, your kin, your kind.
I don't have one brother on this ship. Boys?
Nope.
None. How many family members do you have on this ship?
Coffee time with Almeida. Every weekday at 9. Won't you join me for a really fun time?